Sorry, a little bit of a sloppy start there. Let's see if this is even working. So yeah, I did want to come back and look at Fighting Force 64 because it seems really cool. Like, it seems like maybe it fixes some of the problems of Fighting Force 2 just by being a faster game. They took out the jump button, which is kind of interesting, and they made grab a separate button from Backfist. So, for whatever that's worth. Also, I'm curious to see how the music holds up. It sounds really good at first, at least. And it seems to have a higher frame rate, but that could just be an illusion of it being faster. But definitely during the intro, when the helicopter comes in, it's like, it seems like it's 60 frames per second, but then once you actually start playing, I don't think so. But it is faster. The faster animation looks ridiculous on the character select screen too. See? The Hawk. And yeah, I complained about the frequent loading that happens in this game when I was playing it on PS1, and it still has load times here. Cartridges are much smaller, and this game's heavily compressed, I'm sure, and they're not nearly as bad, but they are just as frequent. These little extra screens you see here. See, look, that's a crisp, looks like 60 FPS, something you rarely ever see out of an N64. And then it immediately goes to just not being that smooth. Yeah, fuck your cop car. Really, I don't think the textures or the character took too much of a hit here on the N64. Everything's real blurry because of the filtering, but that's probably to its advantage almost. I don't know, I'd have to see them side by side to really have an opinion on it. Mostly, I think I've thought that the PlayStation game looked a little better, but this one might play a little better. We'll do the turnaround hits. There's a dedicated throw button, which is fun. Ooh! What do we have over here? Is that a gun? There's some boxes over here. I don't know if I've ever tried to get these boxes before. Anything? Got a full hill in there though. Oh shit. Oh, hot dog. Shit. Oh god. You're starting to be a problem, buddy. A real problem. want that sandwich. I want that sandwich. I want the sandwich. Forgot what button to run, so that'll happen a lot. The controls are quite a bit different than they are on PlayStation. Remapping New Gen 64 is a goddamn nightmare that barely works at all, so it's super fun. All so familiar. Sweet. Yeah, I think I like playing it on N64 better than I do on PlayStation. Oh my god, I can't believe I'm saying that about anything. I feel like such a traitor. Although it's not a big deal either way. This one's a little snappier, a little blurrier. That's what it is. Wait a second. This seems shitty. There we go. Ah. I think those glass breaking effects actually look a lot better on PS1. There's a lot of stuff that does look better on the PS1 game, but I think that those small sacrifices are probably worth it for the faster gameplay. There's still plenty of sandwiches to be had. Ooh, bitch. Jeez. Yeah, this scene still looks pretty good. I'm not sure the paper is transparent or if that's even correctly rendered, but I like this music quite a bit less. A lot of the music seems to be clipping, like it goes into like the red or something, or at least it comes across that way. Some of it sounds pretty bad. The game's also a bit louder than most of what I stream. This part goes on for fucking forever. I'm like now seeing how bad the volume balance is, so I think I'm gonna turn this down, but I'm gonna turn it down over on the emulator side and not on the broadcast side, because I have very carefully calibrated all that shit. So hang on just a second. It should be under hotkeys, right? Yeah, there it is, volume up and down. Add and subtract. Okay, let's see if that actually works. Just a smidge, but maybe we'll go a smidge more. It's one of the loudest fucking games I've streamed. Even louder than the Dreamcast shit. Oh fuck! Right in the face, dude. Not the face. Oh. Oh, I didn't realize that was the thing. That was again me hitting the wrong button, but just strange results. Man, this is so much more fun than Fighting Force 2. Yeah, I stand by my opinions. This is about a 7, maybe even an 8 on Nintendo 64. It's so much faster, and it's like a 5 on the sequel. And I don't think playing that on Dreamcast would resolve its issues either. It's just a boring kind of game design. It feels like they didn't have any ideas or something. I don't know. This game feels like they had plenty of ideas, just barely the technology to pull them off. Oh my god. That sucks. Carve some of these fuckers up. Ah, there's a hot dog. Let's go carve these fuckers up after I eat the hot dog. And here's Driver. A part that's always been hard for me. All about the axe, yo. Nah, I don't know what to do to finish him off. Probably just a bunch of cheap shit. Yeah, there we go. I think I'm good at that shit, haven't I? We can't go to the mall. We can only go to the Bronx. Okay. I don't know that that's right. I think it was just Xing them out. It was just closer to one or the other. You know what's funny is I can actually see myself playing Fighting Force 2 a lot on my handheld, just because it's the kind of monotonous crap you want to play on a handheld. Requires just barely enough effort in any regard to play through. Oh, stop it, dude. Just stop it. I'll say that for sure that the speed of the game itself seems less even on Fighting Force 64, so in a way Fighting Force is more consistent. I kind of see why they put it on the compilation to bring out instead of this one, because maybe it's more their original vision or something, you know? But I don't know. When this one's running at a good clip like it is right now, it's really fun to play, even if it is a little janky. Ah, hot dog disappeared. I think it's interesting how, due to the increased pace of the game, I've only stepped like 10% of the way into this instead of being all the way across the room like I normally would be. It's very much a thing. You son of a bitch. I'm gonna have to do something real fucked up with these guys. Come on, man. feel like the camera's worse here somehow than in the PlayStation game, which is really weird. Why won't it aim down the room? Like it should. Like, what if I go to this? Oh, it doesn't have the other side because it doesn't display both trains. So they put the room sideways. Holy shit. Okay. So this is a pretty significant change. I mean, you can say, oh no, it's exactly the same. Just camera angles turn. But yeah, it is. Camera angles turn so you can't see something. It makes the presentation of this room look less cool. Being able to see both trains. Ugh. I wish I could throw these things at him, but that doesn't seem to happen. You have to have Alana to do that. It's a really great cheap out. Really, really good. But anybody else, you've got to run. You got to run the room, like the whole room, to maybe get a chance to throw something at him. You better run it. You better run it all the way, and then run it all the way back. And even then, maybe probably not. Probably not going to work. Probably not ever going to work. Ah, this fight sucks, dick. That was a lot of money and stuff. That's the most I've ever seen a boss drop in this game. Let's go to the airbase. It's a little easier. You have to get a certain score to get to that area. Okay, that's a big change to the game. Okay. That's a huge change to the game. On the PS1, you can go wherever. It doesn't fucking care. On here, it clearly does. You have to... Somehow I alone survive. Oh, I didn't survive. I lost a life. This game has lives. PS1 game does not have lives. It has continues. It's pretty different. The Navy Locust boss is quite a bit more frustrating than the Air Force Base boss. Yeah, the shadows look awful in this game. I'm just now noticing that. I wonder what they look like on PlayStation. I'd have to go back and see. Well, now I've got a handy little comparison video I can do. I think this is one of the more interesting comparisons of its era. This asshole here with the gun is a huge problem. This is a much simplified version of the stage I fought him on, isn't it? Yeah, maybe not. Now that I'm getting into it, I see it's bigger than I thought. Oh yeah, so you gotta throw things at him, that's right. You can't run while you're holding those either. This is pretty frustrating. It seems much harder to pick up the barrels for some reason. Much easier to drop them. Like, much easier to drop them. I don't even understand what I would be doing to defend myself in this scenario. Like, this seems like horse shit. He only needs a few hits, but the frustration level is so high, and it's easy to see why he would not do well in getting those hits. That's exactly what happened there. such. they're retreating too much. They didn't do this on PlayStation, this is frustrating because if they retreat, you can't kill them. And the added speed means that their health comes back even faster too. Ooh, this is much harder. This part is way harder, just because of the way that works. Good camera, by the way. Good stuff. We're gonna get rid of the other guys first, and it'll be a lot easier. Ah, fuck. You really should never let up on these guys, but health items just disappear if you don't get them, so what are you gonna do, you know? You're just gonna have to do it all over again. That's really the only answer. Something ain't working here. Literally nothing would connect, and there was just no reason for it. Just the same attack button you always use, you know what I mean? Sometimes it decides that the collision is just not going to happen. This game is real squishy in that regard. Like it's really hard to distinguish between what it considers a hit and what it doesn't, where things are in three-dimensional space, etc. It's just kind of a mess. Definitely not going to be the tightest beat 'em up you ever played. If you want to see the tightest beat 'em up you'll ever play, I streamed Violent Storm a few days ago. Check that out. It's extremely tight. So, that's the opposite of this in terms of having controls that are very sharp and responsive and instantaneous, clean. And the N64 game does help in lots of regards compared to the PlayStation with that, I think. I mean, the PlayStation version has got an even shittier feel to it somehow. Get used to it though. I'm fascinated by how it seems to have a lot of the texture warping that the PS1 game has. I really don't usually notice any texture warping on N64, so that's pretty weird. What the fuck is this? This is some new horse shit. Also, huge missed opportunity in having it where you can't knock dudes off here. Of course, they would probably also make it to where you could get knocked off, which would be really challenging. Hell, for all I know, that is possible. This part sucks. This thing really fucking drags on, doesn't it? It's getting rough up here. This 90th wave turned out to be a little tougher than the 89 before it. Oh, and they did give me an extra man at some point. Oh, wait, that's... I should maybe clip that and set its own little video. Maybe set it to, Yakety Sax or something. You can walk everywhere but where you're trying to go. Is this a good control system? Zing. Here we go. Dickhead time. Paging Mr. Dickhead. Didn't I determine it was even better to do the jump kick on whenever possible? Yeah. That's so awesome. Is that a gun? Oh, fun. He grabbed it. Excellent. Since this uses lives, this should be easy. Oh yeah, that's gonna help me too. Oh kids, let me tell you about cheese. You guys like cheese? Will you enjoy cheese? That's awesome. What? My ass. My ass, dude. This is one of the few times I've ever seen a game, like a port of a game, just straight up take a button out because they realized that it had no purpose. That is absolutely what happened here. There's no jump button because there was never any reason to jump in the game originally to begin with. Nice. I'm not going to go through this multiple times or anything. I don't need to. I think either version of the original Fighting Force are fine games. Definitely something to entertain you for a little while. Not masterpieces, but like real solid 7 out of 10 games. The sequel sucks. I mean, not horribly, but just like regular sucks. Just kind of bland. But I think the N64 version of this game is a little better than the PS1 one. I'm not that I would like be like, oh, I don't want to play the PS1 one. They're both fun, but I think the little bit of extra speed it gets here makes up for the diminished sound quality and some presentation issues that it has. A lot of the worst presentation issues plague both games. I've got really bad cracking and polygon flashing and disappearing shit on like some of the animation. And texture warping, like I said, even present here, just covered up a lot better by the filtering. Anyway, I'm gonna let the intro roll out here, and I might try a different character just to see if I can get a higher score, I guess. I don't know. I might wrap it up though. We've probably seen enough Fighting Force, huh? Next up, which might be later this evening, I'll probably do Simpsons Road Rage, which is the first of the 2 open world Simpsons driving games, which I've never played. People seem to love them though, especially the second one. So I'm really interested to see how that is. I don't know if I'll get around to it or not, but I'd like to. Hey, this actually thinks us, the players. So that's pretty great. It's always preferred. Anyway, that was Fighting Force 64. It's a video game. Thanks for watching.